Okay, hello everybody joining me today. My name is Iveta from Dainty Gifts. Today I'm joining you here to show you how I'm going to apply some decor stamps and transfers and maybe even raised stencil on a mirror and a mirror frame that I'm restyling for the second time already. So yeah, without me rambling on for too much longer, let's get into it. So I'm just gonna flip the camera kind of down a little bit. Sorry, a new setup here. So we've got to work with what we've got. So a bit wonky. Let me see if I can straighten it out a little bit. So you'll get the sense. Okay, so hi Claire, good to see you. Right, so I have my mirror frame here. As you can see, I've moved the actual mirror away for the time being because we're first going to apply the stamps onto the frame. So as you can see, I've already prepared it. It was just a plain frame all around. So the molds, I added them myself. So as you can see, like the frame here on the side, so it was all like that. It's like that all around. So I added some molds using, I don't have the molds on me because I need to wash them and I've been in the kitchen since I used them a few days ago. That's how behind on everything I am at the moment. But yeah, so these are the molds that I used, and I used air drying clay to apply them so that I can then bend them and shape them and stuff like that. So I used Tulum keyholes specifically, which is this one here, specifically this mold here, and then I used Thornton medallion mold, so it looks like this, to add these pretty ornate bits on both the top and the bottom, and also this big piece on the top. So this is the top of the mirror, this is the bottom of the mirror, and I know that because that's where the hanger is. So before I repainted it again, this is the color that it was when I first restyled it. And as you can see, maybe you can still see it, there's a little bit of a stencil visible from underneath there, which is what I had there originally. When I first upcycled it, I just had it painted green with a little bit of brown distressing and like a white frilly frame around it, which is nice, but I want it to look a little bit fancier. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So I first primed it, then I applied my molds. So I used air drying clay and wood glue to apply them on, and then I painted the whole thing with brown paint. And then I used white acrylic paint, and a dry natural bristle brush to dry brush the whole thing, so that, as you can see, we get like a really shabby, distressed look. So, sorry, I'm like really behind on comments. I'm just gonna try and see if I've missed anything. Hi Eileen, hi Teresa. Hello, how are you girls? Okay, so that's what I've done so far, and now I want to apply some stamps. So specifically I chose to use this stamp, which is Chateau de... I don't know how to pronounce it. It's French. I've never learned French, so I don't know how to say it. It's the Chateau one with a lot of really pretty stamps on it. So there's a lot of options, even in just this one set. There's a lot of options of what you could use, but I specifically think I'm going to use these two stamps, and I'm going to need one of these sheets so I can apply the ink. I've been using these sheets to apply my ink, so I'm going to apply them on kind of like this, on the parts where I don't have the mold. So I want to stamp them on. So I have my Decor ink pad in black, which I found to be super useful to to use with these, because I've tried using just normal paint with Decor stamps, and it works, but honestly the ink, in my opinion, works for me much better because it doesn't dry out so quickly. You need less of it. It's less messy. Yes, you need to let it dry for a lot longer, otherwise it will smudge, so you need to make sure that you let it dry fully, and then yeah, you just apply it on. Hi Christiana, good to see you. How are you? Hi Karen, good to see you too. It's been a while. So happy I happened to catch you live today. Hi Rhonda, good to see you. Evelyn, hi. Okay, right, let's get stamping. And these are really, really fun to use. I like using them on like the bigger pieces of furniture. I don't know if you've seen my round table that I did. My last one, I used it all around the table in white, and it just looks so pretty. So basically I just take my stamp, I put the actual stamp itself onto my plastic, because once you're done with it you can just wipe it off or take it in the sink and wash it, and it's clean and kind of saves you a lot of mess. So we'll take this and, I don't know, should I do it this way? Nah, I'll go like that. Okay, so I've applied my ink and now I'm simply going to place it on. Obviously my surface is a little bit smaller than the stamp itself, so not all of the image is going to transfer, although since they are bendy silicone stamps you could like bend it if you needed to. And there we go, we get a nice little ornate stamp. Now I'm going to take the other one. So the the important thing now is going to be making sure that we do it in the right pattern. So use the right stamp, because we have like the right one and the left one. So I want them to be like turning in and out. And I think that these are so cool for like a more distressed look. And if you wanted them to be like show up a lot clearer, what you could do would be to take your stamp, put it on, and of course if you have the stamp blocks, those are going to be great. If you have like the acrylic blocks the stamp can go on, then you can apply the pressure really, really evenly. I don't have any of those. I need to get some, you know, useful to have regardless, but you could also take like if you have a brayer or even just like a rolling pin or something like that, and then you hold it down and you roll it over, so something that will apply an even amount of pressure onto it. And then I think I'm gonna do the last one this way. So that it kind of fills it in. And so we've got some black going on here. We're gonna add a little bit of black on the edges in a minute once we're done with stamping. So I'm just gonna turn it over, because since we've got brown on the inside, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but because I applied brown as my undertone and then white over it, black kind of stands out a little bit at the moment because we have like really warm tones coming through. So we have warm and then a lot of white, and black just kind of stands out by itself. So we're gonna tone it down a little bit. So now I need to make sure I use the right stamp. So I'm just gonna check before I apply it. So it's really, really simple, and if you wanted to, you could do like, because we applied 4 here, so you could do 2 that go this way and then 2 that go that way, or 1 on either side, right, going upwards here, downwards there, and then like a different stamp here in the middle. So, you know, the options are just there for you if you wanted to play around with different looks. And it's so easy. to do. Takes like no time at all. Is this the one that we need? No, we need the other one for the top here. So just make sure that you check before you go ahead and stamp it. Check that you've got the right one. So like that, then we need the other one. And you can, for these stamps, I'm pretty sure you can also get the refills for them from Redesign with Prima as well. Because I don't know about you guys, but I personally am so confused with like different inks. Until I got these, I didn't use inks. I was trying to use the normal, the paints, and they like I said, they don't really like work really well for me, for like how I work. And I I was too scared to buy different types of ink, or try and buy a different type of ink, because I know there's so many different ones, like alcohol inks and archival inks and things like that, and like I have no idea what any of that means. So like I don't know if it's gonna bleed after I apply varnish or anything over it and stuff. So this is great, because I know that if it's by Redesign with Prima, it even says on it for durability, seal it. So right. So I guess that's good. Oh, hi Karen, you made it, you finished on your life. Busy with moving house. Oh, me too. You moving house too. Twinsies. It's not just me then. Right, I'm just going to move these stamps out the way, because they do take a little bit of time to like dry and stuff. So like, it, again, good thing, because then you don't have to worry about it drying out and you're not being able to wash it off. Right, now I'm going to take some black gesso. You could use black paint as well for this. So I've got black gesso. I'm going to take a dry natural bristle brush, and so this is black heavy gesso from Finnabar, and I'm just going to dip my brush, kind of clean off some of the excess, and I'm just going to brush it over the tops of my molds. Just a little bit, right, because we want that black from the stamps to echo something else in our frame. Otherwise, it just it looks a little bit lonely. So we're just trying to make it, give it a little bit more of like a family here. Okay, so I just pick up a little bit of paint, and then I clean it off right just here in the lid. And I just gently touch all of these molds up, add a little bit of black, might even add a little bit of black like so on the edges. I'm gonna have a very, very pretty shabby mirror, which is exciting, because I haven't done anything that's like proper shabby in quite some time. So it's gonna be nice to look at something, you know, old-timey. So just a little bit around the edge. And again, it's such a quick technique to do. And like a little bit here in places as well. We can lift it up a little bit like that, so you can kind of see what you're doing on the edges. And it also helps show off some of these details that we covered up with white paint. Oh, hi, Leanne. I don't believe I have those molds yet. No, not yet. I'm sure you will though, eventually. Right, let's get this finished. So I'm just kind of dirtying up a little bit, adding a little bit of something for it to echo so that the black stamps aren't so out there by themselves. Right, okay, so we'll leave it as that for now, and I'm just going to set my frame to the side now, and I'm going to get the mirror out, and we're going to apply our transfers on. I'll set it somewhere here so that it's out the way. Okay, got the mirror. Right, so you're probably going to get some strange reflections of my chin. But there's not a lot that I can do about it because it is a mirror at the end of the day. Right, so first thing that we need to do is we need to clean our mirror. So I've got some window and glass cleaner here and a cloth. So I'm just going to give it a clean. And that's what we need to do first. And if you have any questions with regards to anything that I'm doing today, then please let me know. And also, so I've cleaned it with the glass cleaner, window and glass cleaner, and now I'm also going to get my Methylated Spirit, which is what I usually use for degreasing surfaces like glass, plastic, things like that, or metal. So I'm just gonna cut some cloth off so that I don't waste the whole thing, because we don't need that much. Any other degreaser is going to work just fine too. So take a little bit of Methylated Spirit and I wipe it all down. And again, it just helps with getting the surface nice and ready for you to apply that transfer so that it stays on. Because the thing is, when you apply a transfer onto a mirror, once it's on, you can't seal it with anything. Because obviously then your mirror is gonna go all like opaque and dull, and you won't be able to see anything. Unless that's the look that you're going for, in which case it's fine. Okay, so the transfer that I want to use today is called Burgundy Rose Garden. So this is the transfer, and I think that it's gonna just look really, really nice with our shabby frame. So, how I decide what I want to apply. So, first of all, I'm gonna try and put it in order, because there's one big piece in this transfer that I don't want to use. I want to leave it. Is this it? Yes. So, I'll put it in order. Sort of, so you can't see the last bit, but you know what I mean. Right, and so then I'm just gonna, yes, so I was looking at what bits I want to use. So I want to use this piece here because it's not too big, right? So we have a lot of like bigger elements on this transfer, like these flowers, which again are gonna look great on a bigger piece. But I want this mirror to also still be usable, so I want to add some decorations to it, but I don't want to cover the whole thing. Watching from South Africa, Natasha, hi. Right, so first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it out. So I'm gonna cut out the pieces that I think I want to use. And if you don't, like, you decide that you don't want to use them later on, that's no big deal. Because as long as your transfer is like, you know, has the backing, this white piece on it, it's fine. You don't have to use it straight away. You can just put it right back in its tube and it will be waiting for you when you're ready. Then I wanted to use this long piece here. So I'm going to cut it out. And so this is kind of the general idea of what I wanted to do. So I'm going to place them kind of where I would like to see them, and then we're going to place the frame under it, and we'll see how it all looks together with the frame. And then I also really, really like these little blossoms, and I think that they would look super cute on the bottom, kind of like this, and then maybe this little element on the other side. Now bear with me a second while I tidy up these transfers before it all becomes a tangled mess that I can't get out of, and then I end up all covered in transfers, which, I mean, I wouldn't really mind, but they'll wash off. Such a beautiful transfer. I agree, it's a gorgeous transfer. Right, so kind of this is the general idea of what I would like to see. And the reason why, like, typically when you're making not a collage, I don't know what the word is for it right now, but like when you're making, when you're combining pictures together, right, on something, you would put your bigger pieces onto the bottom and then your smaller pieces at the top, right, so that it's not like top heavy. On my mirror, I don't want to do that because I am super short, so typically when I look into my mirror, like, I use the bottom half of the mirror, so, you know, I would like to see myself in it as well when I use it. So now I'm gonna bring over the frame and I'm gonna place it over the transfers and over everything. Need to find where it sits. Okay. And then we just decide how we want to place them. So I think if we place this here and then this here, and I really actually like this kind of placement. I think it's gonna look super cute. Obviously, it's still gonna change a little bit once you start applying the transfers one by one, because right now we can't see the clear picture because obviously we have the white backing and all of the plastic on it. So right, once we've removed that, it's going to be a little bit easier. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm just going to, where is my tool, my transfer tool, keep that handy. And so I'm going to take the white plastic stuff off, and then place my transfer, and then I'm going to start from kind of one side and rub it on. And now we're going to give it a really good rub everywhere, because it is a rub-on transfer, so like it relies on you detaching it from the plastic and transfer it onto the surface from like your you rubbing it. So it does take a little bit of elbow grease. Watching from Malta, Michelle, hi. Okay, who else have I missed? Okay, so I hope you're all having a really good day today. I'm going to try and stay away from the mirror so that you don't see my awkward reflections in the mirror. And so I'm mainly focusing, I've given everything like a good rub everywhere, right? But if you've ever worked with these transfers, you'll know that they have like a little halo around them of the clear transfer, where they've had to cut it. And so I'm mainly focusing on those halos, because the more you rub it, the more adhered to the surface it becomes, and the less visible it becomes, right? The more it blends. And then I'm going to start trying to peel it away and see how we get on, and see how it's coming away really nicely. And honestly, in my experience, this is my second time applying a transfer onto a mirror. And in my experience, applying a transfer onto a mirror is the easiest surface to work with, because it's flat and it goes on so easily. It goes on so well. With furniture, like I find I have to rub a lot more than I do with it with glass. So like it comes away so easily, much quicker, and it's just such a nice way to add a little bit of spice to your old mirror. So that's one down. Now I'm going to bring back my frame, place it over again, and so this is how I personally like to do it when I work with the mirror. I apply one transfer, and then I bring over the frame and kind of place it on and see what we're working with before I go ahead and apply the next one. So I'm just gonna kind of step to the side, look at it from all different angles, and decide where I'm gonna place the next one. Because by the time you've applied one transfer and like taken the frame off and stuff like that, your rough placements of your transfers are gonna be dislocated anyway. So like it's better to check on it. And then I might place it like so that like the stem, I'll remove these ones for now, so that they're out of the way. And I'm gonna, so I want the stem of this transfer to be covered by the frame, right? So that it looks like the stem is coming out from behind the frame. So I'm just going to kind of hold it down. That does mean that we're going to lose a little bit of the transfer here, but it's okay. So I know that like I need to place the stem here in this area before I apply it on. And then I'm going to try to aim my placement for around about the same spot. Like so, and again I start from one end and apply my transfer onto over the top. And so here the transfer is going over the other transfer, and that is absolutely fine. They are so thin, they overlap really, really well. Good night, it's time for sleep. Can't wait to see the finished result. Me too. Nighty night, Christiana. Enjoying your beautiful creation from Melbourne, Florida. Wow. What time is it for you there? I never know the time zones. And what's the weather like today? Hi, Roz. How are you? How are you today? So, let's apply this on. I'm a bit of a mess at the moment because we're getting ready to move house in less than 2 weeks now. So like, you think this is a mess. You don't want to see the rest of my flat. It is already a mess, and it's only gonna become worse because we're gonna be getting rid of some furniture. So that means that stuff that is on that furniture is gonna have to go somewhere. And yeah, so it's just, my life is a bit of a mess at the moment. Right, so I'm just carefully removing the plastic off, and again, like I said, like it comes off so well. This one is a little bit stuck here, so I'll just nip it off and then use my finger to press it down and then rub it back on, and it works a treat. Turn this around a little bit so I can rub it from the other side. Here we are. Take it off. And so these overhang bits, again, you can either like curl them in, or if you wanted to like tidy up the edge, you can use a little bit of sandpaper later on. And so it all looks good so far. Again, same process. Let's bring the frame over, and then decide the placement of these. I'm just going to chop this a little bit closer to the actual transfer so that it's easier to maneuver it around. Okay. Again, I want the stem to be hidden if possible, but then I think it might come out a bit too much, so maybe we'll leave the stem and just like place the, where do I want it? Yeah, around about there. And I have no idea how I'm going to take pictures of this when I'm done with it, because mirrors are horrible to take pictures of. And it's one thing, like, if you, oh no, I moved it. See, it got stuck. Is it stuck? Is it already rubbed on? Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of fixing here. Ah, it's okay. It's okay. We might have to do a little bit of fixing here. What was I saying? Got too distracted by chatting away. Yeah, mirrors are horrible to take pictures of at the best of times, but like most of the time you can edit the picture in the mirror. You know, if you don't have a nice looking reflection in your mirror, a lot of people edit them, though I haven't really done that much. But with these ones, once you've applied transfer onto the mirror, it's a little bit tricky. You can't really edit the background, so I'm gonna have to play around with the angles at which I take the photos at. So it's gonna be interesting, but I'm sure I'll figure it out some kind of way. Watching from Portugal. Wow, hello. How are you? So let's put these on. Yeah, so I messed these. There's two little leaves that are a little bit split, so we'll see what they look like once they're on, how bad it is. But we might be able to just remove them, I don't know. So in terms of removing the transfers off of glass or mirror, if you mess it up, which I did do that first time that I applied the transfer to a mirror, I applied the transfer, and I didn't really like the size of the transfer that I put on in the place where I put it on. So I decided that I had to take it off and put a different piece on, right? And you'd think that it would be really easy to remove it because it's on glass, it hasn't been sealed with anything, but no. I spent about 40 minutes trying to scrape it off with a knife, with a plastic card, with a plastic scraper, cloth, sponge, anything you can think of. It was not coming off. In the end, what I tried was the same thing that I used to degrease it, Methylated Spirit. And so Methylated Spirit basically just kind of melted it away. I rubbed it over, and it came away super easily, which is always a really good thing to know, because you never know when you might need to take a transfer off, right? Especially like on a mirror. Yeah, so we might be able to, I don't know, I might leave it until I'm finished with this, because ideally I would need to use a cotton bud to remove this. To be fair, it doesn't really, might just be able to, yeah, I'm just going to use my nail to scrape this tiny bit off here. And that's it, yeah, and it looks fine. I need to do a little bit of wiping here because I've been moving the mirror around. I got my fingerprint on it. So, cleaned off the area. Right, last one for now. I don't know. Maybe once I'm finished, I'll have a look at it tomorrow and I'll want to add something else. But for now, I think that will be enough. That's what I always like to do. I always like to do like do one step and then leave it until the next morning or whatever, and then like come back to it and have a look and see if I'm definitely finished with it or if I want to add something extra to it. Okay, and then this one, we'll stem it from where this one is, right? Yeah, perfect. And then this way it's gonna be, we're gonna have 2 transfers on top, 2 transfers on the bottom, and it's gonna look great. So I'm gonna kind of bring the stems together and apply the transfer on. Give it a good rub. Watching from Massachusetts, Regina, hello. Hi Yana, good to see you. How are you? All good here and looking forward to working on a beautiful mirror I bought at a recent auction. Oh my god, that's so exciting. I love mirrors. Mirrors and frames in general are like 2 of my favorite things to work with, because especially like the more ornate the frame, the more excited I get. I love mirrors in general, but then also restyling mirrors, taking out the actual mirror and then decoupaging the inside, or like adding some mixed media on the inside, or you know, the possibilities are just endless with what you can do with a pretty frame. Yeah, so it's very exciting for you. I'm excited for you too. So I'm kind of, like I said, I'm trying to focus on like rubbing all of these areas around where that transfer halo is, and it kind of shows you that the transfer has adhered as well. Like you can see it. The more you rub it, you'll notice that it's starting to like change color a little bit, and that's how you know that it's adhered. And then I also thought maybe I'll add a little bit of raised stencil on the actual mirror itself. So since we already have transfers, that means that it's gonna be a pain to clean anyways, because so here's the thing with a mirror that you apply transfers to. Obviously you can't use any like detergents or cleaning products over the actual transfers themselves, because they're going to get damaged because they're not sealed with anything. And like I told you, my story with having to remove it, so anything that contains any kind of like alcohol or anything like that is going to melt it away. So you can't use cleaning products over the transfers, so you're gonna have to be like very careful. You can like use the I wouldn't recommend like spraying the mirror directly and then cleaning it, right? But you can spray some cleaner onto a cloth and then clean the main area, and then just carefully go around where the transfers are, and then just dust transfers themselves if you need to clean them. And then yeah, so since we have transfers on, it's going to be a pain to clean regardless. So I thought, I don't know, you tell me, am I going overboard? Which you guys know that I do like to go overboard sometimes. So there's a few really pretty elements in this giant stencil, which is also redesigned with Prima, and I can tell you the name if you need it as well. If you need the name, let me know, because it's just over there and I can have a look. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's Distressed Flourishes, maybe something like that, something along the lines. So I thought maybe a little bit of, where is it? So this is one of Finnabar's new effect pastes. It's called Jewel Effect Paste, and it's perfect for like bigger raised stencils because it has like bits of crushed I don't know, glitters and like ice bits. I don't know what they are. I don't know the technicalities, but like when you apply it, it looks like crushed jewels, right? So I thought it would look really, really pretty in this pink color over the top. But and like I need the little elements, right? So maybe like this bit here coming down from the flower, and then one on the other side. So only a tiny little touch, so that we don't go overboard. What do you think? Is that too much? Is that too much? I'm fine, and how are you? Oh, thank you. I'm really good. It's looking beautiful. Thank you. It is looking really, really good together with the transfers, right? And I wanted to use these transfers specifically because they are very like muted tones, and they go so well together with this like black and white and slightly brownish theme. Oh yes. Oh my god, Evelyn, never, really. Okay, I think let's go for it, because at the end of the day, if it all goes sideways, I can always clean it off afterwards, right? I'll do the live stream and then I'll clean it off later on. Okay, so I think we'll turn it this way, and then I can use this little bit here on this side, kind of going off of the flower, and then I can use this bit here on this side. Let's go for it. Let's do it. I'll get my jewel paste and I'll place the stencil. Hang on, I need to move this stuff out the way so that I've got more space. I'm working on my coffee table today, which is covered by my drop cloth. So the more you know. Not that you needed to know. But right, yeah. Let's do this. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of jewel paste. And I'm gonna apply it through this stencil. Directly onto the mirror. Oh god, I'm nervous. I don't know what this is gonna look like. I've never applied a raised stencil directly onto a mirror, so this could go either way right now, but we will see. So I'm trying to apply it kind of so that there's not too much peaks, not too many peaks going on. And let's have a look. Ooh, I like it. I like it. All right, I'll just grab some baby wipes real quick so we can tidy. First of all, I got a couple of bits here that I don't want. In fact, I do like that. I might leave that. Yeah, so first of all, I'll clean off the stencil a little bit because this jewel paste is like it sticks real quick. It dries on your stencil real quick. And then I'll stick it to the side and get another baby wipe and just clean off this edge here. I don't know, life's too boring not to experiment with things, right? Or am I the only one that thinks that way? Life is too short. Oh, should we go for the big one? No, might be too much. Okay, I get too excited. I get way too excited. Don't know. I'm trying to find a. Let's do this little swirly. this swirly, and then maybe we'll catch a couple of these bits as well on the way. Add them to it. Blanche, hello, good to see you. Never too much. Right, I don't know how it's going to turn out when we put the frame on. Oh, okay. Once we've done this, we're going to add a little bit of this jewel paste to the mirror itself. Not to the mirror itself, to the frame in a couple of bits. Okay. Something like that. Let's remove it. Ta-da! Very, very pretty. I love it. I don't know if you do, but I do. And it's my mirror, so you know. Right, I've cleaned off most of the excess off of the stencil. I'm gonna put it in the bath later on, after, when we're finished. And give it a real good clean. I'm just gonna move this to the side as well. Right, so this is what we're looking at the moment, right? Ish. So this is what it's gonna look like once placed over. I'm not gonna place the frame over it until the jewel paste is dry. Otherwise it's just gonna make a real sticky mess. I think it's super pretty. So I'm gonna move my mirror somewhere onto my desk, maybe, so that it's out of the way and I can't make any more mess with it. And then we'll come back to the frame. And I'm gonna take a brush. And just pick up a little bit of this paste and brush it over a few bits of my frame, a few parts like this. And then this way it will marry the frame and the mirror together. So we have some pink on the frame and we have some pink on the mirror, and it should echo really, really nicely once it's all brought together. So this is a gorgeous, like, rose gold color. I absolutely love it. And I don't know, what else do we have on that frame? It's all like white and stuff, so like I was you know, not white, it has like some white, but it's very like bleached tones on the transfer. As always, of course, I was thinking, oh, maybe some gold on the edges, but I think gold will be a little bit out of place here. So I just brushed a little bit of pink over the molds, and maybe just a little bit on the edges. Kind of tap it along. In places so that it looks like we've got some crushed jewels here and there. Somebody spilt out their glitter. They're precious stones. So tap it along the inside. Has a really lovely texture. So like when it's when you look at it, it looks it like reflects colors in different ways depending on the angle that you're looking at. I'm just gonna turn it around. Just dab a little bit of the paste. On the outside too. I don't know where I'm gonna put it because I don't really do pink and girly in my house, but I'm sure I can make some space for it somewhere. Okay, so I think we're finished. I just added the little finishing touches and yeah, that's gonna be it. I like the rose gold very much. That color is really gorgeous. It is. What is the brand and the color of the jewel paste? So this is by Finnabar, which is another Prima brand. So like Redesign with Prima, but this is Prima Finnabar, and it's called Jewel Effect Paste in Rose Quartz. Are you sure it's your mirror? Claire, come on, you already have one. I'm so glad you used that jewel paste. I'm just about to place an order and wasn't sure if I should add some. What colours do you recommend? Oh, well, that's a difficult question. I have all of them, and like this rose quartz is one that I really like. Then I think the black one will come in really useful as well. I'll just grab it. And well, gold, of course, gold is very useful always, because gold is, you know, the standard color that everybody uses. But I think black, black onyx is also, it needs a little bit of mixing up, because the medium that it sits in is just coming away a little bit, because I haven't used it in a while. So the black is also going to be really useful, I think, personally, because for like more glamorous projects, it has like black and silver inside. So if you want something a bit more glamorous, it's going to be very good. Okay. Or I can give you my address if you don't have space. I have a wall. May need to put it. Or send it to Arkansas. Yeah, well, maybe we should do an auction. Okay, guys, well, that is it. Just gonna roll you back up here so you can see my face for a second before I sign off. So, yeah, thank you so much. I'm just gonna lift it up. Maybe you can see it in a different light. I don't know, probably doesn't really give you much of an idea at the moment until I've connected them both together and took some pictures and stuff. But I'm gonna do that as soon as I can. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this live stream, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.